The Eastern Cape Premier will know today if the Special Investigating Unit will continue probing his education qualifications. Oscar Mabuyane is accused of being registered for a master's degree without completing his honours. He wants the High Court to exclude him from the inquiry into academic fraud at Fort Hare University. We're now joined by eNCA's Ronald Masinda, who's in Bisho, to bring us the latest there. Ronald, thank you so much for your time. I mean, this is just not going away. Embarrassment, of course, not for the institution itself, Fort Hare, but even the Premier's office in the Eastern Cape. What can we expect a little bit later today?
Well, good morning, Cindy, from outside a very cold Bisho High Court, where we are waiting patiently to hear that verdict as to whether or not the Special Investigating Unit will continue its probe into alleged academic fraud levelled against the Premier Oscar Mabuyane. Mabuyane could possibly face criminal charges if found of wrongdoing. Whether this will happen, it remains to be seen. But if found guilty of wrongdoing, then Mabuyane could be forced to be suspended by the African National Congress as part of their stepping aside resolution. He is, of course, the provincial chairperson of the party here in the province. But further to that, initially when this investigation started almost about 2 years ago, the Premier himself was also keen to sort of make sure that he clears his name, even insisting that he is willing to assist the SIU in their investigation. But the SIU saying that he has subsequently made a U-turn and has now asked for this court to ensure that this probe doesn't continue. He has labelled this probe as unconstitutional, as also illegal, and is willing to fight tooth and nail to clear his name.
Now, this emanates, of course, Ronald, from a report that Mabuyane had received or allegedly received preferential treatment in some favours in obtaining the qualification that is now under scrutiny. But nonetheless, the matter it doesn't bode well for confidence in the leadership of the Eastern Cape, and let alone the Fort Hare institution, which in itself had been very iconic and produced legendary alumni from the institution.
Yes, indeed. And just one of the arguments that took place in court recently from a forensic auditor saying that should Mabuyane not be probed, this could also lead to other political or high-profile political leaders who are also implicated in this academic fraud to also pursue similar action in trying to get the court not to get the SIU to continue this probe. But the biggest concern with this matter, Cindy, is that the implication this has on the university itself. I mean, the legacy it has, and this legacy now seemingly tarnished by all of these allegations. And one has to wonder how students at the institutions are coping with regards to so many things that have been going on in the university. Recently, we reported about a student protest where at least 13 students were arrested. They are now been issued a warning. They will be appearing in court again following the arson that took place at the Alice campus, as well as the looting and the damages that they caused on the campus. But not only that, 5 suspects are still, in court with regards to the assassination and the murder attempts at the University of Fort Hare senior staff. All 5 men are still in custody because 2 of them abandoned bail while 3 were not given bail. And besides that, there are also other allegations, people in business who have been allegedly benefiting unduly at the university. So this certainly is a big problem for the university. But today could be a very important day to find out as to whether or not the SIU will continue with this probe. We do understand that this probe was in an advanced stage, with even the SIU mentioning that there could also be seizures of very important documents that they would want to use to investigate this matter further.